Joining us now, the A-Team, author, columnist, Fox News contributor, Jedediah Bila, Fox News political analyst, former Clinton advisor, Doug Schoen, Richard Aborn, president of the Citizens Crime Commission of New York City, former president of the Brady campaign, and it's good to have you all here. And Jedediah, I get to say Fox News contributor for the first time on the broadcast.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
So,
Pleasure to be here.
Let's begin with your reaction to the president. And then I want to share with you the most prominent Republican so far to respond in any detail to today's proposals by the president. If you would, your reaction.
I wasn't really surprised by the executive orders, nor did I find it really surprising that they didn't say anything really contentious in there. I mean, if you wanted to pick on something that was going to have some trouble or have some reaction by people, I think it was the stuff that's going to have to go through Congress. If you talk about the renewal of the assault weapons ban, if you talk about the ban of the high-capacity magazines, those are the issues that people are really going to duke it out over. And I think that, you know, the stuff that's going to go through Congress, I think it's going to have a hard time, particularly in the Senate. There are a lot of Harry Reid got a grade B from the NRA. There are a lot of Senate Democrats in red districts that have to get reelected.
On an A based on what he said today.
Exactly. But we can't forget that. We always hear resistance by Republicans. Well, there's going to be a lot of resistance by Democrats as well to these proposals.
Well, I mentioned that we would have the most prominent Republican responding that we could find in the strongest terms. If we could. Making matters worse is that President Obama is again abusing his power by imposing his policies via executive fiat instead of allowing them to be debated in Congress. That from Senator Marco Rubio. Your reaction, Richard, to the senator?
It's unfortunately not accurate. There are executive orders that have been signed and are perfectly proper executive orders, but the big takeaways will be the legislative fights. But I think there's a larger message here. And that is that the president has said that this is an incredibly complex issue, gun violence, and we need a broad-ranging, comprehensive solution. This is the most comprehensive approach we've had to gun control since the 1968 Gun Control Act. And that's an acknowledgement that we need to bring in all the various sectors of government and of society, gun owners and non-gun owners have a role in this fight also, to try and finally, once and for all, reduce the gun violence in this country. And the nation's capable of that. We have every possibility of driving this down.
And I think congratulations are in order. I will extend them, though I disagree with the policies that are signed into law by Governor Cuomo, but Richard playing a prominent role in moving that legislation to reality. So congratulations in order.
The congratulations goes to the governor. He was really steadfast on this. He was really terrific.
And he moved quickly. In your judgment, is that going to be sufficient to reduce gun violence in the state of New York?
It will help a lot in the state of New York. But guns are unique. We have to have national action because illegal guns come from other states. So, for instance, New York has...
So New York lives in its world pristine and pure, but sullied by the gun traffickers from other states.
Quite the opposite. Since 1911, New York has had some of the toughest gun control laws in the country and has been very successful at stopping criminals from buying guns legally within the state. But we do have states that have very weak gun control laws along the border, and guns come in from those states. So we need national legislation here.
We're going to be right back with the A-Team in just moments. We're going to hear from Doug Schoen, who will tell us exactly how good that new law is in New York and whether or not it is a template for the nation. I say no. We'll be right back. We're back with the A-Team. Secretary Clinton scheduled to testify next week, just as we have a number of Americans who we hope are either being freed or soon will be in Algeria, taken there by al-Qaeda-linked terrorists. Your reaction to what has happened? I mean, this administration had said effectively that al-Qaeda was done. Hardly seems so tonight.
Well, we know that it's not. And I think the public reaction will be interesting because a lot of people have a very non-interventionist approach when it comes to foreign affairs right now. They really want our troops home. They don't really want us involved so much because they feel that America doesn't get a great big payback at the end of the day. But I think when American hostages are at play, it really changes the dynamic. And people are really passionate about getting our men back and getting in there and taking some control.
I think what the administration said a speck more accurately is that al-Qaeda's ability to carry out spectacular attacks has been so greatly diminished they won't be able to do it. Clearly, there are remnants out there that are still active, and this is an example of it.
It's more than remnants. Let's be clear. We have the attack on the embassy. We have what happened in Algeria. We have al-Qaeda in both Afghanistan probably, and certainly operating with the support of the ISI or the acquiescence of the ISI in Pakistan. We've got huge, huge challenges that the administration has to deal with, and I don't think they've owned up to it. I think Jedediah is right.
Well, I don't disagree with that. They are certainly out there. Remnants, call it whatever you want, but their ability to carry out big, big attacks has been seriously degraded, and we see that by history.
I think, as Waleed Ferris put it, they're less should be less characterized as remnants than a diffuse, disparate, and not always organized group of elements.
Sometimes that can be more dangerous.
They're controlling Mali now. I mean, that's pretty scary. They're beating the French army.
It can be very dangerous.
And the hostage taking in Algeria, apparently seeking leverage because of that conflict. We thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Good to see you.